Hey guys, Michael Doe with Prospeed Baseball, and today we're going to go over how to throw a baseball for an absolute beginner. I'm talking like for really young kids who have never really thrown a ball before. This is going to be very basic throwing motions, how to actually make a throw, okay? Now I want to go over some really quick, some of the most common things I see with younger kids that have never thrown a ball before, okay? A lot of them will just, I'll say, okay, go over there and throw me a ball so I can gauge where they're at. And a lot of them will stand there with just face on with their chest, and they'll just take the ball and they'll throw it at me without any kind of movement or athletic movement, or they'll stand to the side and do the same thing with no step, and they'll just take a throw and just throw it to me, okay? So, and the other ones, it's like the ones that do step towards me will end up stepping way out here, and they'll try to throw at me while they're stepping way off to the side. And the biggest thing I'll see is the lack of use of the front arm, where they'll just let this front arm just kind of hang, and then they'll just throw the ball with no arm movement. So I got a great drill and a great positions you can get your kids into that's going to actually take care of all of that in one fatal swoop, okay? It's going to be very similar to a T position. If you ever hear a coach talking about a T position, it's going to be where your body kind of looks like a T, where you got your arms, out to the sides. Now we don't want them too low, we don't want them just kind of hanging out, and we don't want them too high. We just want to be a nice relaxed T position, okay? And what we're going to do for young kids, this is very basic. The very first drill we're going to do is we're going to get them into this T position, and we're going to get their front foot, we're going to get about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider than shoulder width, and we're going to open that front foot, and we're going to point it right at our target. So if I was standing on a balance beam, both of my feet would be on that balance beam, and my front foot would be pointing at the target, and we're going to simply make throws from there. No stepping, nothing else, okay? So it's going to be right here and just no stepping, just throws, okay? Now the reason being for the T shape that's not really explained a whole lot is that kids will get here and they'll get in the T shape and they'll just throw and then they'll leave their arm hanging. Well, make sure that your kid is going to be getting into what I like to call a yes position with their front arm. So they're going to get here and it's going to be very simple. They're going to go yes. So if you know most of your younger kids and they all know how to go yes, I did this, yes. You know, that's a very common gesture. That's exactly what I want you to have them do with that front arm, is just go yes with that front arm. And that's going to engage the front side of the body to let the arms pull and start a very basic throwing motion, okay? So it's going to look something like this, and they're just going to go yes. And they're going to make sure that their arm's going to get in nice and tight. It's a very simple position to teach, and it's very easily relatable if you tell them to say yes, okay? Now, once they start getting a really good feeling for getting in that no step, no stride position, I want you to very slowly work into a very small step and throw, okay? So you're going to get into the same position with the shoulder. We're not going to open up the foot yet, and we're going to still have our feet down a straight line. So if we were on a balance beam, our feet would stay on the balance beam the whole time, and we're going to work in a very small step, okay? So from the side, it's going to look very small step forward and throw, okay? So we're going to have our arms out in our T. We're going to make sure we're doing our yes, and we're going to make sure we step. We're going to do a little step and throw, okay? And then the next progression from there, okay, now make sure you get that progression done perfectly before you move to the next one. Like I said, this is very basic. We're going to work into a very easy skip and throw. So we're going to get in the same position. We're going to get a little skip and the same throw, okay? So same balance beam. We're always staying on that straight line. And we're going to get a little skip, say yes, making sure we're saying yes and making good throws. Okay, work through these progressions slowly, especially if they're younger. Take time with them. Make sure they're doing them all perfectly. They're getting in the right positions, and really make sure they're getting to that yes. That's crucially important. If they can get that at a younger age, their baseball throwing and any kind of throwing is going to help them out through all their athletics for the rest, the rest of their athletic career. Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below, and I'll be sure to answer each and every one of those personally, so we can help you guys through getting your kids or your players better. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And I got a bonus coming up for you. I'm going to actually play a preview from one of the videos in our pitching series, and if you click on the link that pops up in the preview, it's going to take you to a place where you can see the whole pitching series. Go ahead and check that out, guys. Good luck with your games, and I'll see you guys soon.